Hey, what's up everybody? The first selection box is here for the month of November, and in this video, I'm going to go over everything you need to know for this first selection box. So this first selection box is going to run until the end of day, November the 12th. So you still have a little bit of time to try to get one of these Tsums if you're looking for a good Tsum. So in this selection box, there are 12 different Tsums that you can get. So let's take a look at the 12 that's available. First, we have Queen Elsa, then we have Cobra Jafar, Baseball Pooh, Enchanted Cinderella, Fred, Honey Lemon, Chernabog, Isabela, Cruz Ramirez, Hank, Remy, and Ursula. So these are going to be your 12 Tsum. And out of these 12 Tsums, there's not one Tsum that really stands out as your go-to Tsum what you must get. Now, these 12 are pretty average and they're pretty decent for if you are able to get them to skill level 6. However, none of them is worth spending your skill tickets on or spending your coins to get them. So if you're one of those players that don't have a lot of coins saved up, you might want to just skip this first selection box and maybe try to clear out the pickup capsule that's coming up in the next couple of days here. Now, before I go any further, if you enjoy this type of content where I review Tsums, go over the selection boxes, the pickup capsule, and just talk about this game in general, please consider subscribing to this channel. Your subscription really helps me out a lot. Alright, so let's talk about my top 3 picks for this first selection box, and my number 1 go-to is going to be Queen Elsa. And the reason why she's my number 1 pick is because she's really good for 2 things. Number 1, she's good for coins, and number 2, she's really good for missions as well. At the end of this gameplay, I ended up with 4,216 coins, which is on the higher end. And for her ability, because she does freeze a bunch of Tsums during her ability, if you ever encounter those missions where you need to clear a bunch of Tsums or you need to create a really long chain, this ability does that. So during her animation, you will need to connect Tsums and it will freeze surrounding Tsums. If you're able to freeze the entire screen, that will count as one long chain after you tap on the ice and breaks a bunch of Tsum. So Queen Elsa is really good for those missions where you need to get a lot of chains per game. So if you don't have Queen Elsa and needs a long chain making Tsum, consider getting at least one copy of Queen Elsa. Okay, so for my number 2 pick, and that's going to be Baseball Pooh. Now, Baseball Pooh is pretty close to Queen Elsa. However, Baseball Pooh is a little bit more difficult to use and does require some attention. So if you are mindlessly playing, it's not going to work for Baseball Pooh. Because for Baseball Pooh, you have to pay attention to when the ability is activated and when to swing the bat. And one quick tip on when to swing the bat is if you pay attention to when you're up to bat and Pooh is swinging the bat, you'll see that there's an exclamation mark. And once you see the exclamation mark, that's when you want to swing the bat. Or you can watch the circle. Once it gets into the strike zone, that's when you want to swing the bat. It probably will take you one gameplay to master or get comfortable of when to swing the bat and hit that home run. But Baseball Pooh is pretty fun to use because it's not necessarily the easiest Tsum to use, but it requires a little bit of attention. From a coin earning perspective, at the end of this gameplay, I ended up with 4,020 coins. So it's pretty on par with what Queen Elsa earned. It's about a difference of roughly 200 coins for these first gameplays. So from a coin earning perspective, if you don't care about the 200 coins, Baseball Pooh might be a little bit more fun compared to Queen Elsa. And my number 3 pick is going to be Enchanted Cinderella. Out of all 3 of these top 3 Tsums, Enchanted Cinderella is going to be the easiest Tsum to use and it's going to be beginner friendly. At the end of this gameplay, I ended up with 3,940 coins, so not too far away from Baseball Pooh and Queen Elsa. However, Enchanted Cinderella is one of those Tsums where you can mindlessly play and not have to focus on the ability. The only thing you need to worry about is to activate the ability when the screen is full of Tsums, and that's really all you need to do. Enchanted Cinderella is really good for beginners and earns a decent amount of coins. However, not really that great for missions. So if you are just purely looking for a decent coin earner, Enchanted Cinderella is the one that you want to get. However, none of these Tsums is really worth the skill ticket. As you can see, my top 3 picks, they're not anywhere close to the 5,000 mark when it comes to coin earnings. I would say Queen Elsa is probably the only one that's really worth getting in this selection box because she's good for missions and earns a decent amount of coins. Relatively easy to use once you get the hang of it as well. So I think Queen Elsa is the only one that's really worth getting. If you don't have a lot of coins saved up though, I would highly recommend you to save your coins to either clear the pickup capsule or try to get another Tsum for a different month. I just don't think that the selection box is the one what you should spend your skill tickets on or coins. I will also have all of the gameplays for all 2 of these Tsums, so if you want to see the game demonstrations for one of these Tsums, go ahead and check out the description below where I have timestamps that will lead you to the specific Tsum that you're looking for. So that's my review for this first selection box, and if you would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching.